Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It, where we will be bringing you our thoughts and opinions on anything that is going on in society today, whether it's news, entertainment, pop culture, and so much more. So, today we are definitely going to talk about Prince Harry and the Meghan Markle interview that was conducted by the one and only, the legend, media mogul Oprah Winfrey. So, as most of us may know, that the interview was released on Sunday at CBS, right? And it was a 2 hour interview where dishing out the dirty laundry going on at the Royal Palace. So we are definitely going to give our thoughts and opinions on this whole situation. So, ladies, what is your reaction to the interview? Because there's a lot we have to really discuss because
Oh,
Meghan definitely touched up on a lot of things.
one thing I found really ironic from the get-go was, when she talked about being suicidal, like that is a very serious issue. And Prince William, Kate, and Harry had this whole heads up movement about mental health like a few years back, and they wanted to bring awareness. And I was like, that is so ironic. Wow, you guys care about mental health, and Megan is talking literally about suicide. It's not a light topic, and for them to just dismiss it and not to even like give her help. I just thought that was hilarious and like just ironic.
Pretty sad. I agree with Lily. Her being suicidal. It's something to take seriously. Like to dismiss it is it just shows that you don't really give a fuck about through and what they're dealing with mentally inside. So
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. Suicide is something to not really play with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very serious issue. And to see the people at the institution and the family itself just pretty much dismissing her
Mm-hmm.
when she told them she needs to go to a hospital because she's just pretty much not in the
She
right
needed help.
of
She
life.
didn't.
Exactly.
She freaking went to HR at Buckingham Palace, and they're like, "We can't help you because you are not a paid employee." Like, are you kidding me?
Really upsetting. Like, imagine just being pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as an expectant mother, you're supposed to be happy and, joyful that you're about to have your baby and
Because
whatnot.
that's the only thing you should have to focus on is your child.
Right. And then it's like all of a sudden, um, but you're receiving all the backlash from left and right from the British media, and on top of that you're facing issues with the royal family members, plus what some of you guys may or may not know, but remember too, she was also having her own personal issues with her dad and her, their dad's
Yeah.
side of the family, including her older half sister. As you can see, she's pretty much been trolling, out her
The
daughter.
amount of comparisons that her media coverage versus Kate's media coverage, it's like Megan got horribly charred for eating avocados because apparently it was supposed to be linked to like water shortages and like humanitarian. Meanwhile, Kate is like glorified as this like this amazing person, and her and like what she wears and everything. Meanwhile, it's like Megan, oh, she's biracial, and these are the reasons. Like they're going like on to that. It's like she can't win.
And this is what's going to lead to my next question for both of you. And I want to start with you, Dominique. So, pretty much, Megan, in the interview with Oprah, she briefly discussed about her sister-in-law, Kate Middleton, as we all of us may know by now, right? And there was this one instance where I believe it was a day before her wedding, and she discussed about how Kate actually made her cry because for the longest the media was putting out a narrative saying that Megan's a troublemaker. She's the one who actually made Kate cry when in reality it was the other way around. So I want to start off with you, Dominique. Like, what is your reaction to that? For Megan just finally just spilling out the tea, right? Spilling out the truth that what, it's Kate that actually made her cry. Like what is your reaction on the relationship dynamic between the two sister-in-laws?
I just think it's always going to be a racial tension. UK is very racist, and there just needs to be a change. And I think it's smart for Megan to speak up because she's probably been holding it in for so long, and she's tired. She's probably depressed as well. So yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Lillian? Like, what is your reaction with the dynamic between the both sister-in-laws? Because, like
Yeah.
I said earlier, for the longest, the British media mostly spin out this narrative talking,
I
saying
mean, I also, I think it's always it's also a two-way street because the palace said that they would protect her. They said that, as long as you don't say anything about us, we'll protect you. So Megan didn't say anything, and these horrible claims come out, and she's having all of her friends and her family calling her left and right. Like, I just think that, like, especially at the height of when they were getting married, that wasn't their wedding. That was for the world. So for Kate to do that, it was kind of insensitive. And also, it doesn't shed a good light on how you are as a person. Like, it was over flower girl dresses. Like, you are like 35 or something. What are you arguing about flower dresses for? I
yeah,
mean,
and I want to
granted, I know that she apologized, but like, it shouldn't have gone to that in the beginning.
right, because I do want to touch up on this because I don't know if you guys remember, but um, when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had their wedding, we know how the media is sometimes. They're so easy to just make their comparisons on Meghan and Kate, right? Because now they're claiming that Meghan is trying to copy Kate in terms of
Mhm.
the wedding dress and whatnot. So like why? Like why all the comparisons and this whole
Because
rhetoric?
it's she's biracial, she's a divorcee, and she's an American. So those three dynamics already, it's gonna make her, stand out from the royal family.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Dominique?
Just exactly what Lily said. Definitely a racial problem over there for some odd reason. So
Yeah, I honestly think that, and here's my thoughts too, right? And I definitely have to agree with what Harry even said, right?
Mhm.
Because as you guys remember, right? As most of us or some of us may remember, like in the beginning when Harry and Meghan they were going out, they were boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Mhm.
They Meghan was positively praised by everybody, right? She, people in the family, they welcomed her, right? The media praised her and whatnot. Now, I think it was an event in Australia that Harry and Meghan attended, and that's when things really took a turn for the worse. And the reason why I said that because all the attention is on Meghan, all that positive attention. Everybody was focused on Meghan to the point where you don't hear too much about William and Kate, so you don't hear too much about the other royal family members. Everybody was on Meghan, right? And I felt like it caused a lot of jealousy within the royal family. And I think, in my opinion, Kate was even jealous too. So to me, I feel like because all that attention is on Meghan, that's where the jealousy pretty much begins. So
I mean, I think it's also because like Meghan, before she even became a royal, she did a lot of charities. She was an ambassador for like a lot of well-known organizations, and she was an actress. Kate, yeah, she attended college, she had a few jobs, but nothing as like like a humanitarian approach like Meghan. And that's what attracted Meghan to Harry, was because she was like Diana.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, because in reality, let's face it, who's really talking about Kate Middleton right now? Who's really talking about Prince William? The last time I heard about them, anytime you hear any media coverage about them, is if they're expecting a baby, right? Mm-hmm. And then I remember their wedding was a really big event. It really was a big thing, and it was covered all, globally. Yeah. But other than that, do you really hear anything about them like that?
I mean, I feel like they, at this point, they're like just they don't bring anything to the monarchy anymore, to the royal family. Like Meghan and Harry, they brought in, like Meghan talked about women using their voices. They had a forum a few years ago where it was the four of them. And Meghan, she talked about her beliefs. And even though technically you're supposed to be politically neutral, she said that women should use their voices. They didn't lose it. They should just use it. And I feel like that approach shows that like Meghan is like taking everything into the like to the 21st century. Meanwhile, I feel like Kate hasn't really done much to show that.
Question I want to talk about, and this is a very serious topic because we didn't even know that this would go very far. And I'm pretty sure you guys are sensing what I'm going to ask you or what we're going to talk about.
Archie.
Exactly, baby Archie. So during the interview, it was revealed that when Meghan was pregnant and everybody within the institution and within the family, they were talking about what baby Archie was going to look like, right? They were talking about his skin color. Oh, what if he turns out to be dark and whatnot? And even when baby Archie was just a little teensy little baby, unfortunately, he's not allowed to have security. Pretty much not allowed to have any sort of protection. Everybody else was, except for Meghan and Archie.
I think when Charles becomes king, technically Archie will be a prince and he will be entitled to security. But at that time, when Meghan was pregnant, the family decided he doesn't deserve, he should not get, a title, and that entitles him to security.
Right. Yeah. Dominique, what are your thoughts on, like, how do you feel about the comments people have made about baby Archie in terms of how he even looks? Because even when
I think it's just rude. It's honestly just rude. A baby's a baby. He's entitled. That's it.
Right. Because even at one point, even when he was born and whatnot, people are all already attacking him based on how he looks. I mean, I think there was one comment that someone had made. I'm not sure what it was, but he or she pretty much called him a chimpanzee. Like, are you serious? Like,
that topic of skin color should not even come up. It is so ignorant, and it's so like, it just shows that the monarchy isn't modernized. It does not accept change, and it doesn't want to see that people of color, they are an asset to you. So when they even said, oh, I am worried about this baby's skin color, it just makes you sound like you literally are ignorant about everybody's issues.
Right. I think it's really unfortunate that in 2021 we're still dealing with the issues of colorism, because this is something that baby Archie shouldn't even
be subjected to.
And for him to even go through that right now, first of all, he's the innocent person in this situation, right? Babies are innocent. So my thing is Archie has not done anything to you guys for you to even attack him. He's just the baby. Like, why is everybody coming, attacking him? And then for them to say that, oh, he's not going to receive security, you guys are saying that because you knew for a fact that Archie is different in terms of his race. Like, are you serious? Like, why is it that everybody else in the family, including Prince William and Kate Middleton's children, they have security without, and then baby Archie is the only person besides his mother who don't have security. But to me, it really goes to show, because you guys have to also remember too, Britain has a history of racism and colonialism, right?
Oh, yeah.
We, like, as we've studied this in school, like back when we were in elementary or middle school or even high school. We know that Britain has a history of racism and colonialism. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, the tradition, that type of traditional racial mindset, it really hasn't.
It hasn't changed. In that institution that's 1,200 years old, you would think someone like Meghan Markle, who has, the experience, the qualifications of like being someone who has a humanitarian touch, would bring such a nice breath, like a fresh breath of air. But then when you disassociate her from everything with the royal family and you focus solely on, like, the senior members and like the old royal members, you kind of like ignore that, like, there's a whole demographic that Meghan touches that is majority of the world.
Right. Time is running out, you guys, but we can definitely talk more about this topic on the side too. But ladies, I just want to ask you, are there any last thoughts about the whole Meghan and Harry interview with Oprah? Like, anything that you guys wanted to say before we wrap this up?
No.
No, I think we said what we needed to say.
Well, all right then. So I have, I mean, I guess that, I already said what I said as well. So without further ado, thank you, ladies, so much for just being here talking about this topic. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in and watching and pretty much hearing our thoughts and opinions on the whole Prince Harry and Meghan Markle interview with Oprah. And yeah, I mean, I know that this is a topic that will continue to be talked about in the media in the days coming ahead. So we'll definitely find out more about what's going on eventually. So, well, thank you guys so much. And we will see you all next time in the next episode of Let's Talk About It. So,
Bye, guys.
bye.